What's up, everybody? Renfail here with another guide for Robinhood Sherwood Builders. And today we're diving into skills. Because there's passive skills, there's active skills. What's the difference between the two? Should I care? Does it matter what skills I take? How does it impact the game? How does it all work? That's what we're diving in today. If you haven't watched any of the previous streams about this game, don't you check out the playlist below. I've got a ton of videos already up in the series. I did early access stuff like 3 or 4 months back, and now that it's out on Game Pass, I've been playing it on the Xbox as opposed to the PC, trying it out here. It's the same thing, it just you can play it with a controller, but you can also play it with a controller on the PC. It's a very seamless experience, so you can choose how you want to play. But skills, that's what we're all here for today. So let's start off by talking about passive skills. So passive skills are the game's are the things that you're going to be doing in the game to enhance your character. So these are things like, as an example, Strong Back, which gives you plus 10 weight carrying, or Hale and Hardy, which gives you plus 10 hit points, or Pain Resistance, or things like Stabber 1, which gives you 20% execution attempt damage. If you look here on this list, you've got the Path of Shadows, the Path of Endurance. If we scroll around here, we can do it this way. The Path of the Arrow, the Path of Craftsmanship, the Path of the Blade, and the Path of Dexterity. So generally speaking, if you go up the tree in the northerly direction, you're following abilities that are in the Path of Dexterity. So I have taken quite a few here. You'll notice the ones that are outlined in orange are the ones that I've already taken. When I first started the game, I took one from each, and then up here I've gone up north, so I've taken Stroke of Luck, but really what I was looking for was this Bear Skin, Armor Penetration by 20%, and this one, Chivalry's Dead, Backstab damage and Deadly Arrow damage if you're shooting from behind, stealth, so hugely important if you're playing a slightly stealthy build like me. And so you go up through here to go Dex, and if you want to go Path of Shadows, you're going to be going up in that direction. If you want to go towards the Path of Endurance, you're going down in that direction, so on and so forth. These are all abilities that require skill points to obtain, and it tells you how many skill points you need when you hover over them. Cost 1, cost 2, so on and so forth. As a general rule, you get into these, most of them cost 1 and 2. Until you get into the higher ranks of things, they start costing 3 and 4. How do you gain the skill points that you need? So if you look up in the top right, you're going to see a level bar. I'm currently level 5, I think I'm level 5, or does that mean I'm level 6 working towards level 7? Either way, you're working towards your next level. The green bar represents your XP, and every time you level, you get some available skill points. So in order to get XP, you go out and you do things in the game. You harvest, you explore, you kill mobs, you complete quests, you craft, you build. All the things you do, every single activity you do in the game, completing events as an example, everything you do earns you experience points, which pushes your level up, and every time you ding, you get skill points to spend, and then you can spend those somewhere in here. And there's a lot. I mean, there are a lot of skills, but you can conceivably earn everything in the game if you wanted to, if you're going to go around and run and do like a completionist journey. That'll take a lot of time. Some of you actually have that time, so if you want to do that, feel free, go forth and have fun doing that. When you're over here, if you want to move your mouse cursor over, you can actually look up here and see all of the various stats as they affect your character once you've gotten the proper skills. So right now I have max energy of 113. I have an energy regen rate of 1. I'm 83 out of 100% hunger, 75% out of 100% hunger. And you notice there's like this one called hunger tolerance. I don't have any ranks in that, so it's at 0. So the ones that are grayed out, I don't have anything impacting them. But I do have some that reduce my energy cost while moving, so that's a 20% reduction, which is great. And then I've taken some stuff in the max health points in the Path of Endurance, so I have a damage reduction and some additional hit points. I've taken some sword damage in Path of the Blade. A lot of what I've taken has been Path of the Arrow, so you'll see I have 9% bow damage, 110% bow accuracy, a 5% reduction to bow energy cost, a 10% reduction to bow wear, and I've taken a whole bunch of stuff in the Path of Dexterity. So I've got a 5% bonus to my bow walking speed, a 3% critical chance bonus, a 40% armor penetration bonus, critical damage bonus of 50%, backstab damage and deadly arrow are at 90%. And then probably where I've spent the most amount of points is the path of craftsmanship, because when I first started the game, before I started going out and actively doing combat, they teach you how to do building, and so you're going out and you're doing a ton of harvesting in the game before you ever really start doing quests. And so I wanted bonuses because I was like chopping down trees and constantly running out of stamina. So I was like, okay, I'll spend some points and get my wood cutting damage up, getting the extra yield chance, mining damage percentage up, all that stuff, the tool durability, inventory slots, max weight enhancement, lots of cool stuff. And then a Path of Shadows, I haven't done a ton yet. Just the execution attempt damage. So that's the breakdown on the right hand side of how all of these passive skills add up in terms of bonuses. So remember, passive skills are all about leveling up, earning experience points, and then once you get the ding, you get points that you can then spend here. So that's the overview of the passives. Now the next up are the active skills, and these are the ones that you use either during combat or active exploration of the game. So the sword attacks are things that you do when you're using your sword. The bow attacks are things that you use when you're using your bow. And then senses are things that you use when you are exploring. So to give you an example, you have this thing called Hunter's Vision. I'll pop it here in the camp. And it highlights harvestables and NPCs and things of that nature so that you can easily see them. You can extend the duration of that through the passive skills area, so that it refreshes, or it lasts longer and then refreshes more quickly, things of that nature. But that's an example of senses that you can get through the active skill tree. But you're going to notice at the top it says sword attacks require a training ground, bow attacks require a shooting range, and senses require a trapper's hut. And you're going to notice, because I haven't personally spent a lot of time learning any of these special attacks yet, I only have basic stuff right at the moment. And that's because in order to earn special attacks for the sword, you need to build a training ground. And if you want to earn special attacks with the bow, you have to build a shooting range. And if you want to earn extra senses, like for example the ability for tracking, which I did have, if you go back and watch my early access videos, I had captured some of these. I had built the trapper's hut and I think the shooting range. We had gone through a little bit of this then. But tracking is a huge skill. It's a very nice skill to have, as is animal detection, herb detection, enemy detection. The trapper's hut is very useful. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. So as soon as you can get a trapper's hut built, you can start learning these skills like tracking, animal detection, so on and so forth. So in order to build things, this is where the crafting and survival and base building element of the game comes into play. Because in order to earn passive skills, you go out and you just play the game. You fight mobs, you complete quests, you do events, you harvest, you explore. All of those things earn you experience points. But in order to build, you must have resources. In order to get resources, you must harvest. And in some cases, you'll need to harvest multiple tiers and do a lot of refinement, in order to get the things that you need to have in order to build these buildings. So let's go look at the trapper's hut, actually, because that was one of the things that's next on my agenda to build. So we'll go over here, and it says trapper's hut. This teaches you how to track prey and develop your other hunting skills. You need 4 workers. You need 330 coins. I only have 315. You need 20 pine. I have plenty of that. You need 10 clay, 6 reeds, 2 bamboo. Now it's going to tell you where you can find these things in the tooltips here. So pine, location, forest in Barnsdale and Sherwood Forest at large. Clay can be found along rivers and lakes in Barnsdale, the Peak District, and Sherwood Forest. Reeds can be found along any rivers and lakes across the world. Bamboo can only be found at the trader in Robin's Village, so that's very important. Shooting range, same thing. We need beechwood, tar, and doe leather, as well as coins. And then training grounds, we need coins, stone, copper ingots, and copper ingots you can only make from the what is it called? The furnace? Yes, it's the furnace. So if I wanted to make copper, because you'll notice if we go back to, hang on, we're gonna go back to the training grounds. It just says copper ingots, but it doesn't tell us where to find those, and that's because once you've built structures, you can come down into your settlement here, and you can use these structures. So this is the alchemy lab. I believe this is the blacksmith here, the furnace. This is where we would learn how to make copper ingots. So in order to make copper ingots, we need copper, beech, and coin. I haven't found any copper yet. So how do I find copper? Well, I would need to go to the map, and there are mines that are marked with little pickaxes like this. So that one, it says there's stone in that mine. This mine down here has copper. So if I wanted copper, I would need to go to the redstone knoll and harvest it from there. So that is how you get your active skills. So the big difference here being active skills require you to do harvesting and crafting, and the passive skills just require you to play the RPG side of the game as you would play any other RPGs. So hopefully that has given you everything you need to know about active and passive skills in Robin Hood Sherwood Builders. If you're having fun in this game, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Check out all the other videos in the playlist. Daily streams happen here and on Twitch at 11 a.m. Central. There's a Discord and a Patreon, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Stay safe. Happy gaming, everybody.